So we just got home from our Uniworld river cruise, Castles Along the Rhine, Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam.
And there's so much to talk about. This cruise is unlike any other cruise we had ever taken before. The pros, the cons, and the important information you need to know before you grab your passport and set sail. For this river cruise, I recommend flying in 3 to 5 days, if you can talk your husband into it, before you depart. You'll be either leaving from Amsterdam or Basel.
Basel is in Switzerland, in case you didn't already know, and we have a video all about Switzerland focused on Zurich and the surrounding areas, but I linked that below. Now, this was our first river cruise. Typically, we are on like normal ocean cruises. Now, there's smaller boutique boats, but not this small.
If you haven't experienced a river cruise, you should be mindful that this is a smaller size boat. So you're going to be going through levees, under bridges, and the boats can only be so tall and so long.
Yeah, it's actually surprising how tall it can't be to get under a lot of these bridges on these rivers. So if you're used to larger vessels, just be prepared mentally for a smaller ship. Now, we were on the SS Antoinette,
A 52-passenger vessel with unlimited food, wine, beer, and spirits.
I mean, unlimited.
Everything is included in this price, as well as offshore excursions and onboard gratuities.
That actually was pretty cool. I was expecting it not to be as cool as it was. The included stuff, it was top notch the whole way.
This price was a little bit more expensive than other cruises when we were getting quotes, but because it's all inclusive, you really do get a lot of bang for your buck. There are 57 crew members on board, a seasoned crew who has been with the company for years.
Yeah, and the all-in, like one price for everything is so convenient and just unstressful on a vacation, because you know you're not spending anything else, and it truly was that. We didn't spend anything else. It was, maybe a meal here and there when we wanted to go off the beaten path, but everything was included. It was awesome. So not all river cruises have pools on the ship. This one actually does, and it adds weight to the boat and it keeps it a little more level when you're going down. It was like smooth as silk.
If you're worried about getting seasick, don't be.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like you weren't even on a boat. It was amazing.
Another bonus of the boat and passenger size is you'll never wait in line.
Yeah, no lines.
Not to get on the boat, not to get off the boat, not to grab a drink, not to grab a meal.
Nothing. It was no lines whatsoever for anything.
Really makes it more enjoyable to just go do what you want to do and not have to stand in line.
So this particular boat was a little dated.
Country club chic.
I mean, it was cool though. It didn't feel old, but you could just tell it had been around the block, but it was luxurious across the board.
The beds were really comfortable.
Beds were so good.
And remember the seating area?
Yeah, so it's a balcony.
Yeah.
But it's like sort of a balcony that closes up. So if it's rainy or cold, you can still sit out there and watch the coast pass by. The room we had was relatively small. It wasn't huge. There was a small TV on the thing, but it also had a TV out on the balcony too. The boat is so intimate, you kind of just use the boat as your room, because you can go anywhere and have privacy, or you could go anywhere and be around people. It wasn't super crowded, and there was plenty of places to go and just be. So to be alone or get some privacy or some quiet, you didn't need to be locked up in your room. Like most cruises, the entertainment on the TV options aren't that vast. So
nothing was made before 2010.
Yeah.
So if you're like us and you enjoy winding down at night, going back to your room, putting a movie on.
Yeah, bring a laptop with some Netflix.
And download stuff before.
Download some stuff.
No TV options.
Yeah, it was pretty meager. So this one kind of tripped me up a bit. There is sort of a dress code, which I'm not a big fan of personally.
It's resort casual wear, so
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
It wasn't bad.
No.
Well, they had like a black and white night or something like that.
There's a theme night on board. You will get information about that well before, so you have plenty of time to pack. But our theme night was black and white.
Yeah,
which
it's different every time, but yeah.
Right. People really look forward to that. People dressed up in the evenings for dinner. It's definitely not black tie. It's not suit. but think khakis, polos, a sports jacket, no sandals, no short.
In dinner.
For dinner.
Yeah, we're talking about, did we say we was talking about dinner? We're talking about dinner. So not all the time on the boat at all times. For dinner, every dinner that you sit down and you get waited on, you can't be in resort wear. You need to wear shoes, slacks, and I wore a polo. So I just wore khakis and a polo. That's all I wore. I was fine. Everything was fine. It's fine.
So the meals on board were excellent. Breakfast consisted mostly of the same options every morning, but
good options.
But plenty of options. A chef was there making omelets. There were fresh pastries, waffles, sausage, bacon, fresh fruit. It was a great start to an exciting day.
Yes. Always look forward to breakfast. It was really good. Yeah.
If you happen to be on board for lunch, they rotate the menu with the local cuisine. So I loved the German day with the schnitzel, bratwurst, and the giant pretzel. It was so good. Dinner was a more formal option with a choice of appetizer, soup, dinner, and dessert. There were plenty of options for even the pickiest eaters. If you're traveling as a duo, be prepared to share a table with the other boat passengers. We enjoy meeting new people, so this was not a negative for us, but there are no assigned tables, and everyone has the option to sit down together, enjoy conversation, and get to know each other.
And there were couples that sitting at a 4-person table that no one sat with, so you can get privacy.
But for
you
the
can be a
most
jerk
part,
about it. Can we join you? No, not really.
For the most part, it's a small boat, so you got to all sit together.
Yeah, I mean, we met some of the coolest people, and we loved sitting with them and talking about, especially when they're from other countries. We met a couple from Australia, two different couples from South Africa. I mean, the conversation was so interesting, just talking about those other places and getting to know their culture and how things worked politically, culturally, the whole thing. It was just super interesting.
Let's talk about the excursions. Excursion options are given to you a couple of days prior to the excursion. If you're an overplanner like me, this is going to be really different for you, but don't worry. Your daily program will provide the excursion list, overview, and options. There's also a boat meeting every day before you dock, and they really go into detail about what to expect and be excited for. They also provide maps with clearly marked destinations. There are several options available to you, some in the morning, some in the afternoon, each day. 95% of them are obviously included in your all-inclusive. Some were a few extra dollars, under $200.
Well, the one we did was $60.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it was fine.
I was concerned that the excursion options would be boring, but they did not disappoint.
Great excursions. We absolutely had a blast, and we don't like big ocean liner excursions at all. Like we always stay away from those like the plague. These are very boutique, very high-end excursions. You will like all the excursions.
Uniworld also charters, for our cruise, I think it was 4 buses that rode alongside of us.
That's right.
And so you have the same driver every day. You kind of get to know your bus driver.
Yeah.
And they'll take you into town. Say you're driving in town 45 minutes. You're on a comfortable AC bus. You're sitting with the same driver, the same group of friends.
Yeah. So in case you're confused by this, the driver that picks you up at the airport or the railway station, they take you to the boat and they literally just follow the boat all the way down the river so that they have a bus to take you on those excursions.
Four buses.
So if you forget a jacket on the bus, don't worry, it'll be there at the next stop. Let's break down some of the destinations that we hit on the cruise. The first town was Basel, but we actually skipped that for some reason and went into Breisach, Kayserberg, and Eguisheim.
By far my favorite destination.
Yeah.
The wine roads, they were stunning. We walked the cobblestone streets in Kayserberg. I was singing Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I would play this for you now, but we'll get copyrighted. But it was absolutely gorgeous. Feel free to add your own music so you get the full effect. We visited these 2 magical towns in France, and they were right out of the Beauty and the Beast movie.
Yeah, they were the inspiration of the movie sets for Beauty and the Beast on the original Disney cartoon.
I will never forget either of these two villages. We ordered the pizza,
Quote unquote pizza flambe.
the flambe. We drank the wine. We shopped and just really enjoyed strolling the village and seeing so many of the half-timbered Corbel homes dating back to the 15th and 16th centuries. This is a memory that I will have for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And the flambe, the pizza that we had, it was great, but it cracks me up because I guess the French and the Italians hate each other so much when they don't want to call pizza pizza. So they call it their own thing, flambe.
Flatbread pizza.
Yeah, it's pizza.
Great. It was great. It had escargot options though.
Yeah, I mean, you can put all kinds of crap on pizza, but it's still pizza.
So our second destination was Strasbourg. The cathedral is beyond impressive.
Yeah.
And to this day, it is still the tallest surviving structure to have been built during the medieval period. It truly left us speechless.
Yeah.
Strasbourg was not only just busy with tourists, but with a lot of locals. There was so much to see. There's plenty of places to shop, dine, or just sit and people watch. For lunch, we found a small cafe and shared a cordon bleu. To me, the city truly felt alive and there was so much to enjoy. And honestly, I was sad that this was going to be our final French city to visit.
Yeah, I recall you saying, I wish we could spend several days here because there was a lot to see. There was a lot to do. It was good for shopping. It was good for sightseeing. It was just a great town and honestly unexpected. We weren't coming there thinking we would be impressed by France, but that area of France for sure is very impressive.
Our third stop along the Rhine was Speyer. We jumped on the opportunity to explore the Formula One racetrack in Hockenheim.
Yeah, Hockenheim. I was really excited about that. I'm a huge F1 fan, go Max Verstappen. And to tour Hockenheim racetrack, which has a huge history in F1, they don't race there now. And it was funny because they kept calling it the F1 track. And I'm like, it's not an F1 track anymore. But it does have a lot of F1 history to it. And we got the VIP treatment. So they took us everywhere. We got up in the VIP booths. There was actual racing going on. It was kind of drifting. There was racing and then there was also drifting on another part of the track. But to see Hockenheim, which I had seen in videos many times before, was a truly unique experience that I'll never forget. So next stop was Rudesheim. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So, we got off the boat. It was a little off the beaten path for the town. And we walked in. We didn't take the little tram like all the other people because we're like, we want to get some exercise. We'll walk. So we walked up to the edge of the town that's just on the river and then walked to the right. And we're like, this really isn't that impressive. It just seemed kind of businessy and warehousey. And then my parents called me. They're like, where are you? And we're like, I don't know. We're just walking around. And they're like, this place is amazing. we just weren't seeing it. So we took a left and finally hit the sort of the picturesque town.
Old town.
The older town. Oh my gosh. I mean, picturesque everywhere. Just perfect storybook. It was amazing.
Do you remember they had the tram that could take you up the mountain?
Yeah, so you could take it was like a lift, right? It was like a little lift that takes you up this big, giant, I mean, sort of a hill, mountain kind of thing, but it goes to the Uniworld monument, which is at the top of the hill. So you can't go up there and see that. And it could go over to the next town with the lift and everything. Also at the top of the hill, amazing views of the whole Rhine Valley area. So if you get a chance to do that, definitely do that. Tons of places to eat. Stop for a drink. They're very famous for their, what was the coffee called?
Rudesheim coffee.
Oh yeah, Rudesheim coffee. That makes total sense.
Course.
Yeah. So that was a big deal. Stop in, get the Rudesheim coffee. It's basically known for that, but just an outstanding city to visit.
So while on board, we were able to see so many beautiful castles along the Rhine, hence the name of the cruise.
Right.
But it was beautiful. They had a piece of paper that explained which one was which. That also had
It was hundreds of castles.
Yes, it was.
It's crazy.
It was beautiful. It was breathtaking. I honestly wish this trip was longer, but we thoroughly enjoyed our cruise and I was sad it was over. So if you're nervous about a river cruise, don't be. The Age range on board is mostly adults 40 and older. You won't have the nightly entertainment like a Royal Caribbean cruise, but this vacation is worth every penny, and you will be thrilled to have traveled the Rhine.
Yeah, it was actually a younger crowd than I was expecting because, when we're on like Oceania cruises, we're always the youngest or almost the youngest on the cruise. And there was plenty of people like around our age that we got along great with. So the final destination where they dropped us off or they kicked us off the boat was Amsterdam. We had a great time in Amsterdam. We're going to do a completely separate video because we stayed there several days. Lots to talk about Amsterdam. So we'll follow this video up with that video. But if you find any value in this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. That would really be helpful. Put all your comments. Tell us what you thought. If you've been to these cities, put your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions about the Rhine cruise, put those below as well. And we will see you next time.